Hello! We have 3 stories today of the most audaciously entitled people. Our first story features a chocolatey caper from Copenhagen, as an entitled couple's dessert thievery scheme gets exposed in the most delicious of ways. As always, your support helps fight the Reddit bot menace. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. We start with story 1. Couple took our Insta-Worthy hot chocolate by mistake. I, female, now 42, live in Copenhagen, but the rest of my family does not. So my sisters like to come visit for a few days every now and then to hang out and enjoy some sightseeing and good food. This happened in December 2019, so before 2020, which means lots of people everywhere and no restrictions of any kind. My little sister, now 38, was here for a Christmas visit in December, and we were enjoying the lights, the sights, and some lovely Christmassy delights. It was a cold day, and we decided that we would visit a smallish cafe. They make really tasty and very beautiful all things chocolate and have some of their seasonal hot chocolate. It was kind of pricey, but well worth the price tag. It was a salt caramel and clementine hot chocolate lavishly decorated, by the way. You could get 2 to 3 kinds of pretty but regular hot chocolates too, but this one was their Instagram hot chocolate, if you know what I mean. My sister finds us a table and I get in line to order 2 of these chocolate wonders. There is a bit of a queue, but it moves along fairly quickly. I get to the counter, order, and the chocolate goddess at the counter asks me my very feminine name to call when my order is up and informs me that it will be about 10 minutes. I go sit down and wait with my sister at the other end of the cafe, but very much still within hearing distance. So just about 10 minutes later, the male half of a couple orders and goes sit down with his girlfriend 2 tables away from the counter. At the same time, my name is called. Now, I cannot see their table as it is behind me, but my sister told me later that the girlfriend pointed at our chocolates immediately. The man more or less sprinted up to get them when the woman, who made the hot heavenly drinks, has her back turned. I walk up there and my drinks are, of course, gone. One of the chocolate goddesses comes over with the next order and calls a name. I ask where the order for my name is. She said that when she looked over her shoulder to check, she assumed I had gotten them because they were gone. A chocolate god interjected that he saw a man take my order and point to the table with the thieving couple, who were busy taking lots and lots of photos of their drinks. The goddess went over with me in tow and asked what they had ordered. They had ordered regular hot chocolates, but girlfriend had wanted these when she saw them in all their glory, apparently just sitting on the counter with no one to claim them for at least 5 minutes. And so she thought it didn't matter if they took them instead. They were unclaimed for 5 frickin' seconds, lady. The goddess explained that the drinks were not theirs and to wait for their order. No, they're ours now, the girlfriend claimed and pulled the finder's keeper's card, all while looking triumphantly at me. The goddess asked the guy which name he gave at the counter, and he claimed he gave the same as my name, hence the mix-up. So I asked him what name was called. Surprise, surprise, he could not answer. Now, girlfriend was getting upset and sat there saying, "No, no, no," over and over again while the guy asked if I could not just order new ones, since clearly they had made a mistake and the drinks were already on their table. Why? So you can steal those too? The goddess asked if I wanted those specific 2 drinks, or could she maybe make me some new ones. I asked if the couple would be allowed to keep the mouth-watering morsels of goodness if I wanted new ones, and she said yes. Well, then of course I wanted those specific drinks, and now girlfriend was visibly crying. The goddess took the drinks away and gave them to me. As we were walking away, I inspected the drinks and told her she better pour these out and make new ones because, 1, they were now cold, and 2, there were tears in one of them. And though I enjoy salt caramel, this level of salt was a bit much. She grinned and took them away and made me new ones that were served at the table. My sister and I agreed that these were the best hot chocolates we have ever had. We enjoyed them loudly while the thieving couple stared daggers at us. In the comments, Omega Whirlpool asked, what was the price difference between the hot chocolate from God and regular hot chocolate? Just wondering why they didn't choose to buy the ecstasy-laced hot chocolate instead of the regular ones. OP replied, So, if I remember correctly, the regular hot chocolates ranged price wise from 55 Danish krones to 60 Danish krones. So, between $8 to $9, and the oh so precious hot chocolate was 20 Danish krones more. Just under $3 more if you wanted to taste a little bit of heaven. Sheikh Amat said, I'm sure the new hot chocolates tasted even better than the originals, too. OP replied, It sure did. My sister sat in full view of them and made sure they knew what they were missing. I wonder how often that schmuck has to assume the name of someone else to appease his girlfriend's whims. What a nightmare. I will say, though, it definitely sounds like these smugs of hot chocolate were worth their weight in chocolatey goodness. Our second story is a first from r/Choosing Beggars, a favorite of mine where I go to laugh and giggle at outrageous entitlement, but not really a place to find stories. So when this next tale came up, I knew it must be something next level. Story 2. He wanted to be paid to take days off. I work at an office, and this happened a few days before a Christmas break started. As parents, and even just as young working adults, we all want to get our Christmas vacation time to relax. My company gives everyone a bonus 3 vacation days every Christmas holiday, on top of the 3 weeks we get per year. It's very kind of them to do that for us. There are 3 characters, me, my boss, and the choosing beggar, who I will call CB. So, CB is the type of guy who doesn't care much about anything except money. He's constantly asking for raises even though his work is trash. He never brings any food to the party when we host special occasions, takes more than his share when coworkers bring in snacks and goodies. That kind of person. Another thing is that he was always taking days off. He blew all of his 3 weeks' worth of vacation days back in February, and nowadays when he takes days off, he just doesn't get paid. This still makes him angry, especially when he comes back to a lot of work needing to be done. This Christmas holiday, CB got especially snotty about Christmas vacations. He constantly talked to my boss about the Christmas vacations and asked everyone else what they were going to do on theirs. Not really against the rules, this was just a little uncomfortable. So one day, I was walking to the little kitchen we've got in our office, and I walked past my boss's office and I heard, I don't want 3 days, I want all the days off. It was CB's voice. I knew he was probably chewing my boss out for more vacation days, and it wasn't really my business, so I just walked off. Well, a few hours later, it was everyone's business. CB kept walking up to people and complaining about his vacations. Everyone else had saved their vacation days, especially for this time of year. When CB heard they had enough to take an entire week off, he didn't care that they'd saved their vacation days. He marched to my boss's office and started demanding more vacation days. I think in the end, my boss just told him, take the days off if you want, because the office was a lot quieter after that. Fast forward this Monday. So CB came back to work after leaving the office for 2 weeks, and he looked really mad. I knew that my boss had emailed everyone their paychecks over the holidays, so I was guessing it had something to do with that. My boss's office is just a few doors down, and if you yell, everyone can hear you, which was why the entire office heard their conversation. It went like this. CB started with, Dude, you owe me money. I'm going to sue you for not paying me. My boss replied, I already emailed you your check. You mailed me half. You're trying to stiff me. I paid you everything for all the time you've worked. No, I calculated it all and it's missing roughly 4 months of pay. Since you took the days off, I didn't pay you. For the holiday season, I paid you half for every single day you took off, and I wasn't supposed to do that. You actually got an extra week of paid vacation day. That's privilege. Well, it's not enough. That extra 4 months had better be in my account by next week or I'm reporting you. What happened next was something pretty shocking. By now, everyone's heads were poking out of their offices, listening in, and who could blame them? To everyone's surprise, my boss didn't fire the guy. He said, I don't owe you money for time you haven't worked. If you want, I'll take out the extra week's pay. CB stormed out of my boss's office, ignored everyone watching him, and left. I haven't seen him since, and I'm not sure if he's taking more vacation or finding a new job. My boss said he hadn't officially quit, but we're still waiting to see. Update 1. The part you've all been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Today, CB came back to the office looking pleased with himself. I was headed to the washroom and he stopped and grabbed my hand and said, Guess who is here to pick up his 4-month paycheck? Really smugly. I knew my boss had something up his sleeve, or honestly, he better have. So I forgot all about the washroom and went back to my office and pretended to work. The conversation between my boss and CB was pretty long. Long story short, it started out friendly. 4 minutes into the convo, CB asks for paycheck and my boss says, "You had some nerve coming over here to ask for that paycheck. You want vacations? You'll get vacations. You can leave now. Go anywhere you want. I don't care. You're fired." Honestly, the look on the guy's face was priceless. One of my coworkers had videotaped the thing and sent it to us. Best day of my life because even though I've got a bit more work now, there's no CB in the office. In the comments, Lucy Aria Rose said, "Sometimes I'm in awe of the amount of audacity one person can have." Pets Cute Puppies replied, "It's always the ones who never shut up. They're so busy talking that they can't hear how stupid they sound. If they took 1 second to actually think about what they wanted to say, it would all go off the rails immediately." Throwaway Gremlin said, "Very confused what exactly CB thought he'd be reporting boss for." Keep Looking for Intelligence replied, "People often think that because you're not fighting back, they're right. They don't get it could be a million other things like someone biding their time, someone who can't be bothered, and on and on." A listener added the quote, "You think the reason I stopped fighting is because you've won. In reality, I've just determined that you're not worth the effort." Am I the only one that is annoyed that CB got the extra week in the first place? I mean, I know squeaky wheel and all, but that's just ridiculous. Those privileges should be reserved for people who deserve it, not smarmy people that don't save their vacation days for the most delightful time of year. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. Whoops, sorry. Our third story delivers the comedy relief as a package thief gets a fun surprise with a delivery tailor-made for him. In story 3, Neighbour opens my parcel and shouts at me for the contents. I can't actually believe this conversation just happened. The sheer entitlement and ridiculousness of it has made me laugh, but also left me speechless. I ordered a mug from Amazon as a gift to my best mate. The mug had the word UNT, U-N-T, on it, with the C as the handle. Cute mug, would recommend. Woohoo, naughty mug. Anyway, there is a house on the street next to mine that has a very similar address to mine, and I will often get their post and they sometimes get mine. For example, my address would be something like number 6 random street and theirs is number 6 random side street. It's annoying as they are different plus or minus one word, but the names of myself and that family are so wildly different that you would think the postman or any delivery driver might have got used to that by now. But I digress. I had the notification from Amazon to say my mug had been delivered and in the safe place. I go to check and it isn't, and so I go round to similar address house to see if it was indeed there and get no answer. I decide that I will try again later and or they will bring it over before I contact Amazon. A few days pass and they don't bring my parcel round, so I get Amazon to replace it. But then half an hour ago there was a knock on my door. I open the door to the father of the family at similar address holding my Amazon parcel that's been opened, and he quite literally throws it at me. Before I can form words, he says, "My 11-year-old child opened that. Don't you ever order something so disgusting again. How dare you?" And started to storm off. I register what the fork he just said, and I shout after him, "Wait, what the? No one should be opening my post anyway. It's a criminal offense. How dare you come to my house and berate me for opening my post?" He just waved his hand at me dismissively and carried on walking. I just stood there for a good minute trying to figure out if that actually happened. Well, it did. And now I have 2 UNT mugs. I'm so tempted to leave one on his doorstep with a note saying, "You can keep it, mate. It's definitely been made for you." In the comments, Psychoflower said, "Leave it on his porch as a, since you opened my mail and liked it so much, I thought you may want the extra." Glassofruic said, "You should order some novelty items, the adult kind, but put their name on the package." Emax4 said, "Glitter bombs are popular these days." Kurotan replied, "I like some options, but I can never condone glitter. Once you have glitter, you'll find it forever. I wouldn't wish glitter on my worst enemies. It's the nuclear option, times 1,000. Old Clyde added, "Glitter is the herpes of craft supplies. Once you are infected, you can never get rid of it." I will admit I know of this mug, and it is definitely one of those things that gets a laugh or a sneer. It'll secure your friendship for life with a shared appreciation for the crude, or will immediately alienate you from the person on the receiving end. It's a bold gift. I say, fill the mug with glitter and package it with the note. I mean, why limit yourself to just one of these amazing options? And that's it for today. Until next time, shine bright, Starlight. If you've enjoyed the story and would like to hear more, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Thanks, and bye for now.